Welcome back to the Funnel Science Podcast. I'm your host, Christian Helms, and I'm joined today by my co-host, as always, Bobby Martinez. In this episode, we are diving into how impactful video is for your sales funnel. We're joined by videographer extraordinaire, Charlie Hustle. Charlie, welcome
Charlie?
to the podcast.
How you doing, guys?
Good. How are you? Let me start out by just saying I really appreciate you doing this for us and jumping on here, because when we talk about funnels and we discuss why funnels or how funnels are used and why we build them, we tend to forget about the important parts. And one of the most important parts about it is video. You always have to have a good video when it comes to a funnel, because the video is what sells everything. Just like on a podcast, they look on YouTube to see if they can see the people that are talking. Video is king. So with that being said, I know that you're one of the best videographers I've ever met. You're one of the most creative people I've ever talked to. Tell me a little bit about what you do and why you do it.
So, yeah, when it comes to video, and it all depends on the client, what they need. I hate approaching projects with a cookie cutter mindset. I don't like doing the same thing for everybody. I know that every project has its unique kinks and quirks, and those all need to be ironed out. So I started off shooting music videos. This was in like 2011. I started shooting for some local artists, and that kind of just snowballed. You know, it was one artist and another, and then another. Before you know it, I'm traveling, I'm on tour, doing music videos for this guy, that guy. And then that had to pivot into something that was a little more sustainable, because rappers don't really like to have, they got to the point where back maybe 10, 15 years ago, there was $100,000 budgets for music videos. But when I picked the camera, they weren't really trying to pay
$12.95.
Right.
They buy you a Big Mac.
So I had to figure out a way to get other clients, right? And kind of a way to be taken seriously in that space. But along with it came all kinds of other projects like event coverage, weddings, quinceañeras, birthday parties, everywhere that there's a camera, I was there, and I was the one with the camera. So, when it comes to designing a video or coming up with a treatment or a concept, you have to, you almost become an expert in the field. I'm not a realtor, but I've been working with a lot of realtors, and it's like you're being behind the scene, having your eye behind the camera. It gives you a behind the scenes, literally look at every business. So you have to almost become an expert in that field. You have to kind of wear that hat. And so whatever it might be, you got to become it, and you got to treat it. You got to treat it accordingly. So, yeah. And I appreciate the introduction. Thank you guys for having me. This is not on my bingo card for today, but I'm glad it turned out this way. So this is exciting. So,
what's cool, real quick, is this podcast was just thrown together. We just got together. We had talked to Charlie again today. I haven't talked to him in a long time. But you mentioned something that leads right into what we were just talking about. You were saying that you have real estate agents that are clients. And that leads into what a sales funnel is, because in sales funnels, when we build out sales funnels, a lot of our clients come in because they need leads. So everybody that's listening, that's thinking about building sales funnels and how you're going to become a marketing agency or whatever it is that you're planning, a lot of those clients are going to just need leads. That's all they care about. They don't give a fuck about how you make those leads happen. They just want to know that you can create leads. So with that being said, we have to show the property sometimes. We have to show the actual realtor. We have to interview the realtor. We have to show a video. We have to do something to where people feel connected, because people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. It's that simple. If they don't know you, don't like you, don't trust you, you better fucking damn well hope that you make them know you, like you, and trust you. Otherwise, they're not going to buy shit from you. And it works that way in everything. So when we build sales funnels, that's what we do. We try to go out and we try to show that person and get people to know them, like them, trust them. And then we build out this lead generation. And we can't build that lead generation without that video that Charlie was talking about. So videos are key to everything we do in marketing. They truly are. It doesn't matter if you're walking down the street and you pick up your phone and you angle it at yourself and you record yourself walking down the road. once you post that video, you now reached 100,000 million more people than you would have reached by just walking down the street talking to yourself. So
Yeah.
start recording it. Just start recording, because video again means everything. And look,
And
I'm an old fucking man. We've talked about this already. Me and Christian have. I'm the old bear in the room, but yet I still talk about all the stuff that needs to be done in the future. Why?
Mhm.
Because I get it, and you guys need to get it, and that's why
Right.
we're so happy that Charlie came on. And now I'm gonna do what I always get told by Christian to do, and shut the fuck up and let him talk.
I was going to bring up just one example that we had today, right? We were talking about using Submagic to create videos. And so I just randomly created just a sample video to test on Submagic. And Submagic, if you don't know, it's like Opus Pro, anything like that. It takes a video and cuts it up into clips, adds, some editing, light editing to it and stuff like that. But to kind of go on what Bobby was talking about, whenever you point that camera at yourself and you just record something, it doesn't have to be super polished. It doesn't have to be incredible. It doesn't have to be anything. It has to be something that people resonate with. And so that video that I recorded, it's a minute-long video to test Submagic. Didn't even work out. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I shot this video. It was about a topic for our channel. It was about why you shouldn't buy funnels from Fiverr. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to post this video on YouTube. I posted it. And we're 23 hours, 53 minutes. So the first 24 hours, 400 views off of a video that was a random, hey, I'll record this just to see what happens. So
now imagine this, Christian. What if you were a marketer and you put an affiliate link in there? That's all you have to do, right? That's all you have to do. That's how people people don't understand. That was a joke about you not being a marketer, because that's what you do.
Right.
But it's what people miss. Like my sister, speaking about videos, she doesn't know anything about shooting video, but one day she shot a video in her house of a raccoon that broke in. She recorded this fucking raccoon going crazy and kicking things, and the cops had to come in. It was this big old debacle, and she recorded it, posted it on TikTok, and she had 1.4 million views within the first 24 hours. I think it ended at like 4 million. But she couldn't monetize it. She didn't know how to monetize it if she would have wanted to. She had no clue, but yet she had that many views. And it's like, man, if you knew, like Charlie, if Charlie Hustle had the recipe to create viral videos, you'd be set for life. But again, there it goes, videos. I mean, if you could put a video out there that hits views, you can make all the money you want.
I think it comes to like Chris had said, it's something that people can resonate with when it's something that's relatable and kind of like you said, it doesn't have to be all polished. And that was something that I personally had to wrap my mind around, right? Because social media, it's really evolved in the last 5-7 years. It's kind of transformed from where things went to more of a polished look. Everybody wanted to be polished and have a very aesthetic look, to kind of where that facade fell apart. And now it's like, you kind of want the raw cut. You want to see the raw video. You just want to hear voice in the face, and you just want to see what this person looks like. Mm-hmm. And that immediately just makes you more likable, more relatable, more attractive to your potential client. So, as somebody who's and part of my friends here, who's anal about or really can be perfectionist at times, and to my own detriment, I've had to come to grips with that. And so I certainly see the value in just putting out video in mass. At this point, it's almost like quantity over quality when it comes to this.
It truly is.
Yeah.
Because everybody that before was kind of skeptical about video now recognizes the need for it. I just had a realtor the other day said in a meeting, they said, I signed up to be a realtor. She said jokingly, we signed up to be realtors. We didn't sign up to be social media personalities. But little do you know, when you are a business owner, you are the personality, you are the brand, you are the face. You have to be your own marketing team. And so that's the nature of being an entrepreneur these days.
Yeah,
Right. And
one thing that Gary Vee said a long time ago, back in like 2015, was uh, think about yourself as a media company first, and whatever the hell else you do next.
right,
So you're a media personality and you're a realtor,
right.
but media comes first because that's how you get people in the door.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's really all the people that we're talking to. That's what we need them to understand. We
Mhm.
we need you guys to get that what we do, what you do, is really more important than what they do, your clients, because they don't do anything unless we do what we do, or they're good at marketing, however you want to word it, or media or whatever it is that they're going to do. They have to drive leads. It's the same as it was back. Me and Christian talked about this the other day. It's the same as it was back in the '80s when I was a kid, looking in the back of the comic book, and you had those things in the back of the comic book that said to buy the extra glasses and all these other things. It's the same
Right.
type of marketing that we're doing today. It's except we take it to video. I mean, how else would we be able to have a conversation? I know that this is a podcast, but the people that do watch it, they'll see, how else can you see three people on the same screen having a conversation in three different areas? It's just it's crazy when you think about technology, but video is where it all comes from.
Yeah.
It's video. Video is everything. Video is king, and I will always say that. And
Yeah.
there, think about this too, Charlie. When you were just talking about some, I thought about this. Back 6 years ago, or even further, if you go a little bit further back, you had to have the expensive ass DSLRs, mirrorless cameras, the Sony A27, whatever they're called. You had to have these expensive ass cameras, and then the lenses were even more expensive than that. And then you had to understand how to use that camera. Today, you have that same freaking camera sitting in your pocket, and you could record with
That
it.
video I sent you, I actually shot it all
You
on my
shot on
iPhone.
it, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's amazing what these little phones do with the kind of cameras they have on them. Anybody can shoot video, and that's what we're trying to get at. Shoot video, just do it. We're not telling you to go out and make a movie. I mean, if you could do that, great. I love that kind of shit. I love the more creative you can be, the better. That's why I love Charlie. Charlie is
Hmm.
he. I mean, this dude loves video. He truly
Yeah.
loves video, and would die for the shot. And but that's another level. We're not asking you guys in the marketing world to
Right.
become
You don't have
that
to go that
level.
crazy.
Yeah, you don't have to lay under a car to get a shot and be a stunt man and everything else. But and this is not to pump you up, Charlie, but I mean, I've watched Charlie sit down and I've given him a concept or an idea, and then had two other people throw into that concept, and then watch Charlie go to work. And literally, he got, I don't know if you remember, I'm sure you do remember this, but Charlie took a concept, and the next thing I knew, I left the office, because I don't know if I said this, but me and Charlie worked together for a while there. I left the office and I came back, and he had the whole team, and we had like probably, what did we have, like six people probably at this time. They were creating a song. And I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? They were creating a jingle to go with the video that he had done the voiceover for, and all the shot was, and it was like, whoa. And by the time you played it back, it was like exactly what I asked at the beginning. Because when we first talked about it, I said, I want to see something that's like an old school shot. And
Like
man,
the
did Charlie
infomercial
really,
style. Yeah.
yeah, like an infomercial. And did Charlie take that and run? And before I knew it, everybody got involved on the team, and they had created something. I wish we had it, because if I had it, I would show it right now. It's
No,
not long.
I think it's probably on the Google Drive or something. It's
I'm
probably
sure it's on the Google Drive. It's probably, you know what, Christian, are you on YouTube right now? Let me check something while you guys talk. I'm going to look something real quick, because if I see it, I got to show you, because it's really great.
okay. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
I'd
I
love to
haven't
see
either.
it. It'd be
Was
cool. It'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
When
yeah.
it comes to and I always credit I always credit my watching cartoons, you know, in 90s cartoons on Saturday morning, with my sensibility for pacing and storytelling. When you watch Tom and Jerry, for example, they had and no voices, right? They wouldn't talk. It's just the
Hmm.
music doing all the communication for them. So it makes sense that I ended up doing music videos where I would cut to the beat of the music, and so I always have, whenever I'm shooting something, I shoot for the edit. I have what it's going to look like in my head, and then I just try to get the shot and I shoot around it, which is kind of a backwards way of doing it. instead of doing storyboarding and all that. And but it works out, but shouts out to cartoons, man.
Yeah.
So whenever Bobby's got an idea, I always approach it with that sensibility of is this what's the way we can communicate to the audience without having to explain it, just communicate, like just visually communicate something. So this is it. Yeah, this is it.
If you're listening on audio only, you can find this video we're about to play. It'll be on our YouTube channel, salesfunnelscience.com. So you can go in there and check it out. So you'll still hear the audio.
Yeah, you will. And I'm going to have to show two because there's two that are great. One of them's just
I do voiceovers also. So.
Yeah, they're going to see that here in a minute. But this was for something we sold as a product when we tried to. This is funny, actually. I got to tell this real quick. So this was for a funnel that none of us had ever built before. We didn't even know what this funnel was going to be about, how it was going to work. We were using a software I had never used in my life. I didn't understand the software, didn't understand anything. And we built a funnel, and this was product. And we sold actually 3 or 4 of them before we stopped. This video is what sold it, though. I want you guys to see it. You'll hear it. This is great. Now I got to find the screen that I was on because it's not there.
It is on YouTube.
Bear with me.
You're good. We can cut.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I don't know why I can't find it where I was just at.
What was
I shared the damn screen and then I lost it.
Hey, Chris, what was the app you mentioned that's like Opus?
What was it? Submagic.co.
Submagic. I'll write that down.
Yeah, it's
okay. I'm ready.
It could be a good competitor here in the next couple of months. They have a lot of work to do though.
Cool.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Good to go.
Oh, it doesn't have volume. Well, that's not going to work.
Oh, this wasn't even my voice. Yeah, this
one wasn't your voice. This was the one I wanted everybody to hear. I wonder why it doesn't play the voice on that. Well, that's not going to work.
Can it work on my iPhone?
Oh, wait, I can hear it. I can hear it.
You can?
There it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the only one that can't hear
it. Will it work?
Will it work on my Android? What about my iPhone?
Will it work on my iPad?
Will it work on my laptop?
Will it work in my car?
Will it work on my husband?
Nice.
Will it work on my husband? I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's the part I loved. And we had
I did not expect that.
Honestly, we fought over that scene. We fought over that. There's so many good videos that we did here, though, actually.
No, but check this out, Bobby. I would even consider, like, that was cool, right? And we put that out. But I would have even considered that as a prototype. Like, I would have refined that so much more.
I'm sure you would have. How about this one?
This one was fun.
I love this one. Here we go. This is the last one we're going to play.
Your new lashes make you feel alive, darling. Does the hassle of gluing them on ruin the glass shot?
Here, darling. Try these. More, darling, more. You're a black hole, darling, a black hole. You swallow me whole. Wonderful, wonderful. Don't do it for the gram. Do it for me, darling.
Magnetic eyelashes may cause severe attractiveness, animalistic advances by the opposite sex, extreme inflation of your sense of self. Photographers will stop you everywhere. Random photo shoots will take place on the street. Heightened ego sensibilities. Tighter fitting Levi's 501s. Magnetic eyelashes come with magnetic application solution, not sold separately. Get yours now, no purchase necessary.
See, and that sucks for me because I couldn't actually hear it, and I wanted to get a kick out of it.
Anyway,
that gives you an idea. Yeah, I know. Either have I. It was so great that the way we worked together was just fucking awesome. I'll never forget those times because that's what creativity is all about. But the creativity that we were doing was really being utilized to make money. Now, at the time that we were doing it, there was too much things going on. It was right before COVID too. COVID hit, all this other stuff happened and everything else. So But again, if you go back to those, I could still take each one of those videos right now. We have several of them on there. I could still take those, pull them down, and add them to an affiliate funnel or add them to a funnel selling that specific product, and I would make money with it. It's that simple, because the creative is what sells. The creative sells everything.
Yeah.
So, and it goes back to the video again. So it's,
sorry to interrupt.
No, go.
Those are what do you call them? Evergreen concepts.
Yes.
Those that we use for those videos, they can be repurposed, and they're relevant even today. It's just when we created them, Instagram was not poised, or it wasn't designed to receive that.
It wasn't ready yet. Yeah,
it wasn't. Instagram wasn't ready. They had just launched IGTV.
Yeah,
IGTV was the thing. But it wasn't Reels yet. It wasn't until it became Reels that.
Oh man, could you imagine, Charlie?
Digest that information.
Yeah, could you imagine?
TikTok.
Yeah, we were ahead of it. We were just ahead of it.
Just a little bit ahead.
Just a taste.
A year or two ahead of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We had so many things like that. But again, it goes back to, like I said, it's all about marketing. And that's what we talk about every day whenever we have these podcasts and stuff. It's all about marketing, why we market, why we do what we do, why you need to go out and find creatives to surround yourself with. Because, like, for instance, me and Charlie Hustle talking again after a long time, I found somebody, again, that was a friend of mine that I didn't know our connection was even still there. Like I told him earlier, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this, Charlie, but I told Charlie, the last time I talked to you, I thought you disliked me, because I was such a hard ass. I was the kind of, my personality. Christian knows my personality. So I just didn't know that there was even anything there. And for him to say that I touched his life in a certain way that was positive, it made me feel good. And it's like, okay, so these are the things that life is all about. Not to go into a life story, but that's what it's all about. And you meet different people when you're in this creative world. So find those people. Find creatives, pull them around you. He talked about clients. We've talked about clients. So something that I could say in front of everybody that's listening, Charlie Hustle will work with us at some point on something. We will work together. We'll find ways to fit him into sales funnel science. We'll find ways to bring him in on jobs that we're doing. We'll find ways to incorporate Charlie, because Charlie is a creative above all else. We are creatives above all else. We just do specific jobs. So keep that in mind when you're talking about marketing and thinking about marketing and listening, wanting to figure out how to get a client. The one thing I say that has nothing to do with video about clients is everybody is freaking human. We're all fucking human. So don't be afraid to walk up and talk to somebody that you think, oh my God, they're a lawyer. I can't talk to an attorney because they're above me. Bullshit. They're not above you. They are an attorney. They do something different than you do. You probably make more money than they do if you're a marketer and you're good at it. So stop worrying about those kinds of things and just talk to people and tell them what you do. Tell them what you're passionate about. And all the rest just falls in its place. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm going to
exactly.
ramble. It has nothing to do with anything, but it's what I do, right?
No, you're absolutely right, Bobby. People are interesting, and you can find a story to dig up on. Everybody has something to contribute. So even, and I share this with my clients, the ones that are hesitant to get in front of a camera. Like, for example, we're doing a podcast with the realtors. We have the rotating we're rotating the agents around, and the way I wanted to approach it was every one of those agents has a unique story. Every one of them is interesting as an individual, as a human being. Where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? Why are you doing this? Who are you? What does your network look like? Who do you, what do you do on weekends? There's some of these agents that I talk to. They're really smart. They know about politics. They know about state of affairs, just really interesting people in general. They can talk to you about investments. They can talk to you about, and I'm a people person. I find, people fascinating. I could talk to, if somebody tells me about fishing, I could find anything interesting,
Right.
And but that's where video comes in. You gotta find a story. You gotta find the story, and you gotta tell people a story. And that's what video helps facilitate, and like you said, it doesn't have to be a Hollywood production, but if you can get in front of the camera and give somebody a story, you're 10 times more likely to win them over and win their business.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, that circles around. Sorry, Christian, let me just say this real fast. Keep your thought. That circles back to what you had said at the beginning, Charlie, about, or we were talking about how a funnel falls into place with the video and what you have to show people. Because if you're creating leads and trying to generate leads and you're trying to show who that person is, one of those agents that talks about politics or talks about something that they're interested in, that may be that ticket to getting this customer to go to them and say, here, you list my home, or I want you to help me find a home, because they heard them say something, or something about the way they smiled, something about the way their eye looks, something about that video brought this customer to them. And that's
how do you differentiate yourself?
Right.
Be yourself.
Right. Right.
Like,
and that's the truth. Christian, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Well, I actually have a different thing now.
Okay.
We actually have a guy. His name is JJ. We have a meeting with him. He's a realtor, and he's one of the only realtors in our area in Joplin who knows Spanish. And so whenever we work with him, that's going to be one of our angles.
Right.
Is that he's one of the only people who knows Spanish. So he, and like his whole story, whenever we're telling it, all of his content and everything behind that all kind of circulates around that point that he came from a Hispanic background,
Right.
so that's who he is, and so it's kind of a good part of it to tell people and to share it out there. And he has he just got his tailgate of his truck. He's got a white truck. He just got it decaled basically, and it says Hablo Español on it. Right. And then it's got his phone number and what he does, and it's got a QR code on there. And he was telling me about it, and I was like, that's awesome. We need to really lean on that whenever we build a funnel for you and do any videos or content for you, because that's your unique angle.
Brought up another point, Christian. What you just said, Charlie's going to get this. Where we live, Se Habla Español is on everything. You can walk out the front door and the tree says Se Habla Español. Everything says Se Habla Español, because we are surrounded by Hispanic community where we're at.
Where you guys at?
Yeah, where you're at, that's not
that's
like
niche.
so it's going to be a great niche for him. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, wow, he speaks Spanish. Over here it says, do you not speak Spanish? Get the fuck out.
Right.
It's like it's two different. Yeah. It's awesome.
And I mean, in Joplin, we do have a good, a pretty sizable Hispanic community, and then we're close to Carthage, Missouri, which is predominantly Spanish.
Predominantly, yeah. It's just where we live. Honestly, we live in the ghetto. This is the ugly little.
That's California.
Yeah, mid-central.
Third world. It's the third world these days.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like the beaches and the Hollywood style stuff, but we're not that far from there though. But anyway.
No. But yeah, niche down and corner a segment of the market. And if that means, the language that you speak, if that means the demographic you can access, if that means you're a punk rocker and you listen to punk rock music, and, the punk rockers want to buy a house from somebody that they can relate to, or You're a rapper, whatever you're into, you're going to find those people that are into that same thing and that want to buy from you because they like you. Because what Bobby touched on in the beginning is people aren't going to buy from you if they don't like you. If they don't like you, they don't trust you. So,
and be yourself. Be yourself above all. Don't ever be something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're good. I was just going to say it and tell a story. That's such a big thing I can't tell you how many clients I've worked with whenever I had my media company, and, I obviously still have it, but for the last 6, 7, 8 years at this point, they don't tell stories. They make these random posts and it's just kind of disjointed. And it's like, whenever it comes to marketing, if you can tell a story and you can get people to stick around and hear that story, and you actually open a curiosity loop, and at the end of the video or end of the post or whatever it is, you close it, your retention is going to be so much higher. You're going to get so much more value out of sharing that piece of content as opposed to just whatever else you've been doing before that.
100%. I'm going to finish up here because I've already gotten yelling in my ear. I do want to say though, don't ever, and this is just my own personal advice, don't ever try to be something that you're not. Don't believe that you have to look a certain way in order to sell something or be something or whatever the case may be. I think Charlie can attest to this. I'm a 52-year-old man that will still be seen in basketball shorts, Jordans, and a black t-shirt. And I probably look the same every day Charlie's ever seen me. Even back 4 years, whatever it has, I've always looked the same, always had the same shirt on. Not the same, but the same color shirt. It looks the same. Probably for everybody else, they don't know. Basketball shorts and t-shirt and basketball shoes. That's how I dress because that's who I am. So if I was wearing a suit and tie and I walked in and I said, "Hey, Charlie, can we work together?" You'd probably laugh at me because it wouldn't make sense. It's not who I am. So be yourself. Present who you are. Don't worry about the people that don't like you because there's going to be a lot of those. Worry about the people that do like you.
Yeah.
And then listen to what everybody else has to say because we can all learn from each other. No matter how good you think you are, no matter how great you think you are, you can always learn from somebody that's just as creative, if not more than you, or more intelligent. Because I try to surround myself with more intelligent people and more creative people than what I am.
Absolutely.
And that's the best way to do it. That's why I'm sitting in a room right now with two of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life. And I'm appreciative of it. I appreciate being able to talk over both of them and act like I got control when I don't. You know what I mean? I love being around you guys. And this is what life's all about to me. So thank you both.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, thank you guys. It's been great.
I want to say this right before we close, but Bobby, I will say that a lot of people have attempted. I know a lot of people, like I personally know a lot of people that have attempted what you have with the T-shirt and the basketball shorts. And this guy will sit in front of anybody. And like, it doesn't matter if you're Warren Buffett. This guy will sit in front of them with his Jordans on, his Jordan basketball shorts, and that's the Bobby swag, and he will close them. And I know a lot of people that have attempted what Bobby does, but nobody has executed the way he does, and you're the only one that can get away with it. So, shouts out to you.
Nice.
Bobby really inspired me to be myself, man. He really taught me that. So
that's awesome.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Maybe that's the big thing that brought you and I together, Bobby, is the fact that we dress somewhat similarly every day. Yeah. Shorts, T-shirt, hat, done. That's all I wear. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's great. And I'm sorry, since I didn't say it at the beginning, I really feel bad and I apologize to you from the bottom of my heart, Charlie. Those Niners got their ass whooped. You thought I was going to forget that,
huh? Thanks for reminding me, Bob.
I was thinking about you during that Super Bowl.
Throw the whole thing out the window.
Yeah, you know Tony from Tony Cellular. Him and his son, they all went to the game. They spent $36,000 each ticket.
Oh my God!
Unbelievable! Yeah, unbelievable.
That's crazy. Yeah, when we had it in Kansas City, the first time the Chiefs went and they won, we had a lot of people from Joplin who went. Like the person who owns my office building, a really good friend, pickleball player, Newt Sharp is his name. Awesome dude, but he's like, I've always been a fan. I'm going. So he went. I think some of his siblings went and stuff, but he said it was like one of the coolest experiences of his life. I think he's like 65 at this point. Yeah. He's like, it's up there, man.
I mean, if you can do it,
exactly. I'm gonna need to borrow $36,000 next year, Charlie.
Yeah, as long as you can, your heart can handle it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Your heart can take it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Awesome.
That's the podcast, if you guys don't mind, because I really got to jump, and I really appreciate you being here, Charlie. And I look forward to working together. I'm gonna work with some of your clients. You're gonna work with some of our clients, and we're all gonna work together on clients.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
So let me just real quick land the plane just for the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Charlie, thank you so much for being here. You can check out our podcast anywhere you find podcasts. It's the Funnel Science Podcast. You can also find it on our YouTube channel, Sales Funnel Science. Charlie, where can people find you? Where can they see what you are up to right now?
Indica Films, everything. Just social media, YouTube. Just type in Indica Films, Google Indica Films. It'll pop up. That's INDICA Films. You'll.
And if you guys are wondering what indica means, look at his eyes if you can see the videos. Just kidding.
So Indica Films is where people can find you. Awesome. Hopefully you'll have some love from the Sales Funnel Science community coming over to check out what you do. You can teach them how to tell stories that captivate.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for everything. Christian, it was a pleasure meeting you. Bobby,
meeting you.
It was awesome to see you, and thanks for having me again.
Stay in touch, Charlie.
Will do.
Seriously, stay in touch.